Hi, I'm Carmi Levy, and we're here at Canadian Tire's home office. Today we're going to talk with them about how they're using SharePoint to revolutionize not only their operations here in home office, but also across their entire 475-strong dealer network. Let's head inside and take a look. We're speaking with Laura Souza. She's Associate Vice President of Enterprise IT and Governance with Canadian Tire. Laura, can you give us a brief overview of Canadian Tire and its place within the Canadian business landscape?
Canadian Tire is one of Canada's most frequently shopped retailers. We have over 475 stores from coast to coast, and we carry three major product lines: automotive, sports and leisure, and household products. Canadian Tire is a very dynamic company. We have a variety of different initiatives always on the go, and the need to keep everyone informed, keep everyone aligned is really critical and crucial.
We're here with Caroline Hogwood. She's Vice President for Store Solutions for Canadian Tire. What kind of costs did Canadian Tire incur to keep the dealer network informed before the portal came along?
We were an organization that was probably spending anywhere from $1 million to $1.5 million just on production costs of paper, let alone the staff that's required to manually operate it, issue all the correction notices. So we believe that on an ongoing basis we're anywhere between probably $1.5 million and $2.5 million annual operating savings.
Let's talk about the customer, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. How does the portal transform the in-store experience for the customer?
The customer experience has definitely been enhanced by the portal at Canadian Tire stores. A lot of our stores have PCs throughout the store, and store staff are able to find information quickly around product warranty or customer questions that they might have, and we're looking to introduce a lot more product knowledge via the portal as well. So they're finding that it's really increasing their confidence level when they're serving customers, and that just adds to a much better customer experience. The portal is really providing access to all of our store employees about the latest and greatest products, oftentimes the latest and greatest product alerts. So for example, when something comes down the pipe that no longer should be sold on our stores, we have an automatic, easy and trackable way to make sure that that product is coming off of our shelf. And I'm not sure that any other retailer across North America would have such an effective method of communicating and also tracking whether or not it has been done at store level.
We're here with Peter Carson. He's president of Envision IT. How is Canadian Tire's success story typical of what you've seen with other SharePoint implementations?
Canadian Tire's success story really is typical in the sense that it starts small and it kind of grows and evolves from there. So Canadian Tire first started using SharePoint for team sites and collaboration. Then we started on the intranet and built the new intranet for the home office. The corporate website got built in SharePoint. Now the open house portal, the extranet out to the dealer community. So it's really taken a life on and going throughout the whole organization, from how do we communicate to the internal staff, to our dealers and their staff, and out to the general public as a whole.
We're going to speak with Vicki, who's going to explain to us how SharePoint helps her and her team do their jobs better and faster.
Everyone in the corporation has access to the portal, and everyone who works on the publishing team through the entire workflow, including editors, translators, and approvers of the content, has access to the same site, and you can see what stage of production the work is at up until completion when it's published and available to stores. One thing that I enjoy is being able to edit the document within Microsoft Word, for example, right within SharePoint. So I open up the form, the document that I need to work with is in the form, it's available in the document library. I edit in Word, I can make as many changes as I want, save the copy, and I never have to worry about not being able to retrieve the original version that the author submitted, because it saves version histories each time, which is very handy for comparing versions, keeping track of changes.
What does a typical day look like when you're working within your role using the portal?
We can send communication to the entire store network. We can customize the distribution list. We can also send communications that are store specific and contain content that is only visible and applicable to a single store, but we can send it to more than one store at the same time. We're
going to have a chat with Dimitri, who's going to explain to us how SharePoint makes IT's job easier and more effective.
SharePoint had a number of advantages for Canadian Tire. We knew that SharePoint would give us the foundation to build upon, but also allow us the flexibility to customize how our portal worked, to meet the needs of our store network. So the speed to market that we were able to achieve by building on the SharePoint platform was a major benefit for us.
What key advantages does using SharePoint allow you to deliver to the dealership network?
Well, first of all, the fact that we now have electronic communication is a huge win, and that's an IT function. Before that, communications were quite haphazard. We also, as part of our portal, have a feedback mechanism. In the past, feedback from the stores back to home office was pick up the phone and call who you knew. Now it's much more organized, it's much more funneled through a central service, and IT has really enabled that feature. You know, IT is a service provider, and IT doesn't necessarily have a face-to-face relationship with the dealers all the time, but we enable business units to succeed in the challenges that they face. Things like customer service information in the past was stored in binders at the customer service desk, and the onus was on the dealer to make sure that was up to date and make sure it was well organized and well maintained. With the Open House portal, we have a much more standard customer experience when it comes to warranty information, recalls, things like that the customers come to the customer service desk to find out.
It's been a great day here at Canadian Tire, learning how SharePoint has transformed every aspect of their business, both here at home office and across their entire dealer network. Thanks so much for joining us.